Every real cowboy like myself knows how lonely it is out on the open range, which is why I listen to the Cowboy Boys podcast. With best contractually obligated friends, Shayne Smith and Mac Arthur, the Cowboy Boys will comfort your soul better than any disease-ridden saloon gal ever could. Cowboy Boys.
How do we podcast?
How do you podcast? We took a week off because we secured funding for our new studio. You've heard it here first.
Yeah.
On the Patreon episode that will be leaked to the normal episodes. This is a podcast episode. But we had a bunch of people emailing and like messaging me and be like, well, because we took 1 week off. We announced that.
Yeah, we
announced
took
it
a week off. It's a normal thing.
It's on our Twitter. And then before the episode comes out, when it comes out, but people were messaging me like 1 a.m. this morning when the new episode's supposed to come out. It's like, so do you guys quit? Is Cowboy Boys okay? And I wanted to message back and be like, yes. Shayne and I are on the outs.
Just be like, it's over.
He backstabbed me, and I will never forgive him.
What do you think I would do to betray you?
You would steal a woman from me, and I would.
It's the only way I can hurt you. It's the only thing you care about.
It's the only thing. It's my one weakness.
Oh man, mine too.
Is if I find true love and then someone steals it.
Well, as you know, I'm too mentally ill to be with a woman who's ever been with one of my friends because I have a severe problem with jealousy.
Yeah, that's the thing I've talked about before with
So we are okay. That would never happen.
We talked about that where it was I've had that discussion with a lady before. I'm just like, hey, she wanted an open thing, and I was like, okay, that's your suggestion. Here's my rule. Just no other comedians.
Yeah, no one I would ever know.
Literally, what is there? 4 billion men on this planet that are a free game.
Yeah.
Just not a couple thousand. Even, you know what? Even in another state, I don't care about. Just not the top 300 famous ones.
Yeah, I just know. I know
that's
mentally
the
what
only
I can
rule.
and can't handle.
And I feel like that's a good rule for like your place of work. Because I've tried.
Oh yeah.
I've tried to explain this to other women outside of a thing where there was some lady who was like, this guy doesn't want. He wants like an open thing, but it's like But then when I'm sleeping with his people, he knows he gets weird. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
One, that's bad on him for not specifying. I had the forethought to be like, here's my rule.
Yeah,
no one I know.
You have to throw the boundaries out there.
Not my
immediately.
homies.
Dude, I have a friend who's
not my homies and not my enemies. That would be worse.
Yeah, not the enemies either. I have a friend who was in a relationship for like 5 years, and then they just recently became open, and he came to me for advice, and I was like, firstly, you're in huge trouble because you came to me for relationship advice.
Also,
that's a massive red flag.
You didn't get into the relationship starting out.
No.
You're like now like maybe we can save it this way.
Well, he travels a lot he's like a musician or whatever. He travels all the time. And so she's like, oh, I'm just so lonely. I go out dancing with my friends and stuff. I just want to be able to like
suck their dicks on the dance floor.
She like wants to go out and like when her friends are like picking up on guys, she also wants to like do that. She's like, I don't even know if I'm going to go home with them.
Yeah.
I just want like I know exactly. That's what I was like, all right.
If I'm flirting with other women, like, no, I'm just doing it for the gay.
Yeah, she just wants like male attention, and it just seems
it
just sounds like all your friends are single and you want to do it too.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that, but
go
break
be single.
Up with him. Yeah, go be single then. You can't just date the guy, the rock star, and have your cake. You can have your cake and eat it too if both of you were into that, but some people are like, I just want to look at my cake. Like me, I just want to look at it.
You just want to stare at it?
I want a having cake.
A what?
A having cake.
A have-in?
A having.
A having.
Because the idea is that you can't have cake that you're excited about.
Once you eat it.
Because once you eat it, you have no more cake. So I'm fine just having the cake there and being like, it's a pretty cool cake.
I like to eat half of it.
Oh, you're a problem solver.
No, what's that one math rule where if you half something every time, you'll only approach infinity and never complete the cake?
Oh,
so
yeah.
technically, I'll still have it.
There you go.
What is that? I don't know. Some math nerd. Right in to the podcast.
Some fucking dork. Someone who knows math.
That's Pythagorean's theorem.
Is that real?
No, that is
real. I was like,
I
know it's a real thing,
yeah.
but is that what it is?
No, that's a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
I could have told you that.
And you didn't, though.
Dude, Pythagorean's a fucking dummy.
I'm the smartest.
Here, I'll invent one right now.
What? That's
X
not
squared plus y squared equals z squared. Boom, Shayne's theorem,
No,
dude. Pythagorean could suck my dick.
What is it used for though? Because
It's used for everything.
Pythagorean is used to find the length of a right angled triangle.
Mine is to find your mom's pussy in my face. Get wrecked, Pythagorean.
I don't think that worked.
That's exactly how it works. Fucking math, dude. It's so bad.
No way, math is cool. That's what keeps the universe going.
No way. The math is the matrix we invented for ourselves. We've all trapped ourselves in this box of math. If we had never invented math, we could just be living with no rules.
So here's my question for you. This there's a few things that make me like just irate. What are those called? Where they're
Triggers?
not triggers. It's a thing where they just make you mad. What is it called on like dating apps? These are is it cats?
Deal breakers.
Not deal breakers. I don't know the word. Cats something or whatever.
Cat something? I truly don't know what you mean. Deal breakers? I'm trying to think of like fucking dude, wow, I don't know. I have no idea what you
We've forgotten how to podcast.
Well, we forgot how to speak, dude. It was just me and Micah Brucey sitting in a car for a week and a half, just silently listening to hardcore and classic rock, looking into the street, just being angry.
You got highway sickness?
Dude, we got highway sickness.
Highway hypnosis.
Dude, we got fucking what is it in the Muppets when they have cabin fever? We got cabin fever, dude. We're just sitting there out of our minds. Just like the only looking forward to peeing. Dude, we drove like almost 30 hours in 5 days.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. I know there are truckers who listen to this podcast, and y'all are fucking real men and women, and you're tougher than I could ever be. But little baby Shayne's back and legs aren't designed to drive that much.
It's right on the tip of my tongue. It's a phrase. Anyways, so one of the things that bothers me, on 16-bit pixelated art is when on Flash animations, when the pixels break the square and they just move the arm.
Yeah.
So they don't actually like animate the pixel. That's something I hate.
Okay.
Not important. It's kind of math related. But one thing that bothers me a lot is I've been seeing people, just armchair philosophers be like, "Oh, free will does not exist." Also, really smart philosophers too. But I see people on like TikTok be like, "Free will doesn't exist."
I hate that.
So you hate it too. Because I'm one of those people where, let's talk about it. The simulation theory, free will, big brain topics by people. What is your stance
on free will?
Yeah.
Well, firstly,
does it exist
I'm a big
or not?
Albert Camus guy.
Yeah.
And so he was kind of just like, well, the first question in absurdism is, if life is meaningless, do you kill yourself?
Yes.
And just the fact that that's the first question of the philosophical discipline is like, well, if I decide to kill myself, if I have the power of whether I live or die, then yeah, I'm in control and I have free will.
But the determinist people would say, you were predestined from all the choices of humanity and everything that happened in the universe to this point to kill yourself.
Nah.
And this is one of the funny things about determinism is because it's like, oh, you are your entire experiences and everything. Like there's no true free will because you are you, and every choice you make is not you making the choice, but you referencing all the choices in the past. So then it's just like, okay, so are criminals held responsible for the crimes they commit because they were determined? And I think even Albert Einstein was like a determinist and stuff. And they're like, whoa, let's not get too crazy because then if we don't have laws.
Yeah. If we look into it, then it falls apart immediately.
So I find myself on like TikTok and YouTube, and I'm normally pretty okay. But then someone will be like, here's why free will doesn't exist. And I'm just like, fuck you. I'm coming to your house to kill you. Just like, I know your address. I'm going to I have a bat and it has your name on it. And guess what? That's not. I don't have a choice because apparently it's all determined, and that's what I want to get. I want to challenge anyone who believes in determinism to fight me.
I wonder if there are determinists who are pre-Christianity. Do you think Abrahamic religion they were determinists before?
Because Christianity is all about free will.
Yeah, but there's but one of the main central themes of certain paganisms, Greek paganism and Norse paganism, or like Germanic and Norse paganism specifically, is the idea that there's like the threads of fate.
Yeah.
But a lot of people and like everything's ordained, like the fates know. But there's also this alternate idea that there are so many things that are fated, but there are many people who break the threads of fate or fuck with fate, and that fate is actually not. Fate exists, but it is not predetermined. Like
fate
is
like,
exists till you break the laws of fate.
Fate is like if you're born with the right genetics, and then you're already 6 feet tall as a 14-year-old. You're like, you should probably practice some basketball because you're fated to be pretty good at that game.
Yeah. The idea of fate isn't that you don't have free will. The idea of fate is that everything you're going to do and the type of person you are is going to lead you to where you go, and you have to take responsibility for your fate.
You have to steer it when you get there. Or if you even want to go that way.
It's kind of like a non-duality thing. It's like so many people like view things in black and white, and they're like, oh, it's either evil or good, and it's like so many things are both at once. And fate is the idea that you have ultimate free will, and that this was predetermined at the same time. And it's like a weird concept to wrap your head around, but yeah.
I've just noticed
determinism can suck my whole fucking dick.
I've just noticed a lot of soy boys and people who want to blame all of the problems on outward things are like, free will doesn't exist. I'm like, fuck you, it doesn't.
Yeah.
And they're like, you can't prove it. I'm like, don't need to. My brain told me it exists. You can't prove anything exists out of my own experience, so that's all I need is my own confirmation.
Dude, well, truly, that's the thing about determinism, or people who say free will doesn't exist, is all you have to do is be like, well, it does for me.
Yeah.
And you win. Like, there's nothing they can do because you're like, well, you live in your little rule set, and I do not.
Jesus gave me free will. I don't know about you. You're an NPC. You're a liberal cuck NPC.
NPC. I was going to say, most people who believe in determinism that I know are Christian.
Yeah, that's a weird one because it's God knows everything.
Yeah, they think that God is all-knowing, and so everything that's supposed to happen does happen.
Christianity has a lot of exceptions to its own
shit.
The ruling.
It's so weird.
That's why it's the best religion.
Well,
because you're like, well, what happens if something else happens? And we're like, we'll get there when we need to.
How crazy is? I mean, it's so fucking wild that one of the most popular religions in world history is like.
What?
Can be
Muslims?
Well, no, but yeah, that too. But like the idea that
I wonder if they have
two different people can have the same religion and come to wildly different beliefs based on one fact of that Jesus died for your sins, so you have free will.
Isn't that all Judeo-Christian?
Yeah,
all
Islam,
Abrahamic,
Christianity. Yeah.
So let's be real. That's the real God, not the Egyptian
Abraham?
weird ones. The Abrahamic God is the real one.
No, he's been around the least amount of time compared to the other ones.
Oh, is he the new kid on the block?
He's the new kid on the block.
What are the old ones?
Well, also, a lot of people forget that God admits other gods are real and exist. I mean, that is a fact of the Bible. He says don't worship other gods. He doesn't say they aren't real, don't worship them. Only worship me because I'm the only real one. He says, I'm the best one. Worship me. Take my word for it.
Yeah.
Ancient Jews believed that other people could do magic and that it was real and that other gods existed. They respected other people's gods.
Well, until another god steps in, that's all we got to go off.
It's true.
So,
it's true. We got to get it. Well, I mean, other gods have, but
it's like your parents. You're like, I guess these are the people who raised me until someone else figures it out. You just got to go off their word. Don't eat Halloween candy. It has razor blades in it. And you're like, well, that's all I know. My parents told me.
I'm going to hide prizes in my Halloween candy.
In your Halloween? What? Like
good stuff.
Like what?
I don't know.
Prizes?
Yeah, like money.
No, the prize is the candy. If you're a little kid and you have money, you're like, what the fuck? I don't want money. I want candy.
Dude, someone tried to give me edibles at the show last night.
And did you bring them for me?
No, because I didn't want to fly with them. And then also,
why?
Because they were sketchy. Because the person was also, I wouldn't let you eat them. Because the person went to give me the edibles and they were like in a bag, and I was like, they looked like they were made by like a company or something, like someone who like measures the, and then they were like, we made them ourselves.
So
and I was just like, this could be anything.
Were they like a spoof edible company? Because that's one of the things where they have like
these people literally like at home made edibles.
They had professional wrapping, or was it a Ziploc bag?
It was like a fancy like foil Ziploc bag.
A foil Ziploc bag.
You know, like one with a foil back, and so it looked professional, but then there was nothing no writing on it. She was like, "Yeah, I made these myself." And I was just like, "If you eat these,
that's
anything
90% of edibles."
Yeah, I know. No, firstly, it's not 90% of edibles anymore. Most edibles are absolutely going to be packaged by.
I actually would say, one, you don't do drugs, so you can't speak on this. I think the majority of edible is like homegrown. I also don't do enough drugs. So
I see edibles all the time.
It's
constantly.
probably 50-50. I think there's a lot of homegrown edibles that people do. Also, you can take drugs on the plane. Not if you're trafficking, but if you have like a joint. I've been in the airport when they're walking the security dogs. They did that in Florida, where they're like, our machine's down, or there's a bunch of brown people in line, so we're gonna walk the dogs in front of all of you.
Yeah.
Where it doesn't walk past you, where you walk through like a blocked off area, and then it walks like in front and behind you.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that? Or
I've had that happen to me.
So
it's a bomb dog, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
He's not trained. He doesn't know what weed smells
He
like.
can fly.
He's a dumbass.
I think those dogs only know what cocaine and bombs smell like. They don't care about weed.
They don't.
They
at
smell
all.
it. They just don't.
I know people take weed through the airport, but I'm not trying to fucking catch a charge so I can help you take an edible you can buy online.
Some friend. I would have. That is. I feel like you should all.
Are you back in the edible game?
No, I'm not back. I never left.
I haven't seen you be eating edibles.
Yeah, I do one like once a month.
Once a month?
I'm not crazy out here.
Okay, well. Some people are like, I would assume I would know when you take it, but I guess you're taking it when I'm gone, huh?
Should I buy a bong again and just go back to my early 20s where I would come home and off of my like job I hated, just rip a bong and like 2-3 times in a night. And my roommates at the time were like, "Yeah, you sometimes you get so high it looked like you were in pain and dying."
Oh my!
And it's funny. I feel like a lot of people go through that phase when they smoke weed, where
you look like you are in pain and dying.
Where I was just so high. Where you kind of like, I think a lot of people in their early, they go. The people who like wear weed shirts and hats, and they're like, going to the concerts, and they only listen to Infected Mushroom, and then everything about
losers.
That. Yeah, but.
You mean losers?
Yeah, you losers.
Yeah.
And then one day you're just like, oh, I don't need this anymore.
Yeah,
I quit. And weed is so easy to quit.
Well, you say that.
Well, being a loser is hard to quit. it's a very comfy lifestyle.
It is.
I think we're actually still doing it.
No,
just without the drugs.
For full disclosure, we are losers, but
it's pretty fun.
I'm not a drug loser, which is I personally in
that's
my
almost,
own world I say
sadder.
That's better. Yeah,
it's almost sadder.
Anyone your whole thing is drugs.
I have roommates
suck.
and I'm sober.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. I have no excuse. This is just how it is, dude.
Your parents are like, oh, you so.
So what? You got to get it together. And you're like, oh, no, I have it together. This is what it looks like. They're like, fuck, dude.
I feel like that's pretty common now. Most people are like, most millennials and Zillennials.
Yeah.
And what comes out? What is the new generation after Z? Have they been born yet?
I don't know.
What's the generation of kids raised on Elsa and Spider-Man videos and that had an iPad? They came out of the womb with an iPad.
Dude.
What is their generation going to be called?
They just had to fill out a questionnaire when they came out of the pussy.
For what?
For like, just in general.
For their gender?
Yeah. Yeah. What do you
identify as?
Dude, did you ever meet someone who got to name themselves?
My dad.
What?
Yeah. His original, because I'm a junior.
Yeah.
His original name, his original name, how do I explain this? His name was a nickname, Mac, growing up for his whole life.
Yeah.
So it was just a nickname. Then I was born, and he named me after his nickname.
Yes.
And he's like, wait a minute, that's a pretty cool name. And so after I was born, he legally changed his name to Mac to the exact same name because we have the same same name and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm the first, but I'm the first and a junior, but he's the senior. MacArthur Sr.
So he's MacArthur Sr. the
Yes,
second, and you're
the
MacArthur
second.
Jr. the first. That's pretty cool.
So,
Dude, your dad bit your style. What was his original name?
I don't know if I can say it. If he hears it, he'll be really angry.
Yeah.
He said it. He changed it because he thought it was too feminine.
Oh, wait.
Well, do you want to guess it? Did I say it?
Yeah. What do I want to guess it? Oh, dude.
Because he was born in the 60s. So a feminine name in the 60s.
Was his name like Shannon? Was he one of those guys?
No, that's feminine.
Yeah.
That's like 70s. No, his name was Corey.
Oh, it's a terrible name.
It's a very
For your dad. Not a terrible name in general. I know a cool Corey.
It's a kid name. You don't see. It's one of those names where if you meet a kid like that, you're like, okay. But then if you meet an adult, you're like, oh.
Yeah, it's like when you meet a kid named Gary and you're like, no,
But
you're
then
something else.
But when he grows up, you're like,
then you go, oh, it's
an
Gary.
adult
Yeah.
name.
Some names only work for the first half of your life, and then the second half you're fucked.
Yeah. Then you want one that works on the last half, the last 3 quarters.
Some names are good to go for both. Sometimes you're Billy and then you graduate to Bill.
That's why they invented nickname or the shorthand.
Yeah.
Dick is good. Dick being Richard when you're an adult, but being Dick as a kid. No one calls kids dicks.
No one calls kids
I
dicks.
guess that's just you're Richard as a kid, and you're like come out of the womb with a suit on, and then as you discover beer, you're like, I'm Dick from now on.
Dick is a good name, dude.
It is.
I think so. It is funny that we name people Dick.
That where that nickname comes from.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like
So he was right to change his name.
Yeah, no, he was. He's not a Corey. He doesn't look anything like a Corey.
No, he looks like a Mac. And
He really does.
Do you believe in what is that nameology where when you're born, they I think we've discussed this before. If you name someone something lame, they probably like you hear that name being told when you're like 2 years old, and they're like, "Hey, that's your name," and you're like, "I don't guess I'm gonna grow up to be a wimp now."
Oh yeah, where your
Or
name affects like
if
who
you-
and what you become.
If you just name your kid Chad, he has nothing but to be a college bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's just like
Dude, I truly believe there's power in names.
Yeah.
I definitely
there's
I was,
magic.
one of the few woo-woo things I like fully like no joke subscribe to, like I take it very seriously, is like what and why you name people what you do. It's like a huge deal.
Yeah. What do you think people who name their children after themselves?
I like it.
Junior.
I think it's fine. Then here's the thing: whatever curse you have, you're passing on to your son or daughter.
Oh, you think there's curses?
So if you have if you were named this and then you had a certain type of life and you're a weirdo or like your name didn't fit you or whatever, and then you give it to your son, like
the curse passes.
Yeah, the curse passes to them.
That's a
too.
good way to clear yourself of a curse, though.
Yeah.
If you're like, fuck this shit.
Well, that's
this
not
is
why
your
the
problem.
royalty is like Ramses the 60th and shit. Because
Okay.
you're like, well, I was the king of everything
Yeah,
and had
yeah.
all the money, so I'll just name you. Well, let's just keep it fucking going,
we
bro.
don't have to change. That makes a lot of sense. I like it.
Yeah. That's why I'm pretty happy with my name, actually. I was named after Shayne the Cowboy.
Shayne, which one?
The fucking, from the old movie in the book, Shayne.
I don't know that one.
Oh, spoiler alert, he dies in it.
I mean,
But
we
he
all
like
die.
makes friends with this kid and protects a kid the whole movie, and then in the end he has a gunfight, and then he knows he's gonna die because he's been shot, and he's trying not to let the kid know, and he's like, I'm gonna leave now, and just like leaves. You know when the Harry and the Hendersons, when they make Bigfoot run away, and
Yeah.
they tell him they hate him even though they don't.
Yeah,
That's kind of what he's doing, where he's like, I have to abandon you because I don't want you to watch me die.
that's fair.
And so the kid's like, Shayne, come back, Shayne. And so he's just like riding off into the sunset, and then he slumps over on his horse, and the kid thinks that Shayne's just like going on another adventure, but he's dead in the saddle.
Oh,
It's a fucking great story.
I don't think I will. My name dies with me. I'm
Dude.
not going to name any of my children. Feel free, anyone listening, to name your child after me. It's
Yeah.
a great name.
Did you see the tattoo someone got of my name?
I did. That was a big one.
I didn't
Like,
put it on
if
my
you-
main story because I didn't know how I felt about it, and I still
But if-
don't.
If you want to get a tattoo of that's cool. And if you want to get a tattoo of someone's
Like
name,
a little one?
yeah, a little one's fine. If you want to get
Dude,
you're not even
someone
supposed
got-
to tattoo your lady's name on you because it's a curse, right?
Well, no. So the curse is real, but one of the things about the curse is that if you break the curse, it's like
You're for life.
It's it's the thing. Like my friend Stuart and Carly, they got each other's names tattooed on them when they were like a year deep into their relationship.
A year.
Yes, and now they
what? That's what I know.
Well, they've been together for like 12 years now, and they have 2 kids, and they're like still so in love.
You should have to get the names tattooed on the children too.
That's what I say.
Or
if I get your name tattooed, if I get my kid's name tattooed on me, I'm gonna fucking throw it on him, little bitch.
Okay.
You better be representing for dad.
So, yes, get names tattooed on you. Know that there's a curse, but you had a fan be like, did they ask you before?
I don't know. Here's the thing.
You have a lot of people.
A lot of things happen at meet and greets. A lot of people have said, sign your name on me, I'll get it tattooed,
Or
or draw anything you want.
Or
They'll
people who email us or DM us,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. That day will never come.
Well, listen,
6 months from now, I'll be dead.
Yeah. So some people are hardcore and they're very funny and they're like, draw whatever you want on me or pick a tattoo, and I've done that.
I'll start a podcast with you. I'll be dead in 6 months.
Yeah, I've done a lot of that stuff, and so that's cool. But this person, sometimes people will be like, sign your name and I'll get it. And so I usually try to sign it small or like reasonable or whatever, or it's like with a big Sharpie. So I hope that they like shrink it down or whatever. But I don't know if this person said, sign your name on me, I'm going to get it tattooed, or if they just said sign your name, or if they just took my signature. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I meet thousands of people. So anyway, this person has fucking thick, bold letters on her arm. Luckily, I signed it pretty good.
Yeah.
My handwriting's bad, so I was like, oh, that looks good. It was huge on her forearm. Like, it's a full fucking forearm piece.
If you felt more powerful in the past couple of months
because people have been getting my tattoos,
that has to have like some kind of
dude, maybe
out in the universe, just you're collecting your army, skeleton army.
Dude, it's so fucking wild that people do. I mean, I guess it's crazy, but it's also like, is it any crazier than like people saying
than you getting your face tattooed? No.
I mean, yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
That's less crazy. He's getting
it's
someone you like. Because people will get like comedians tattooed on their like. I think that's the move. Is you get the face tattooed on like a calf.
Yeah.
Or like a portrait. The name is cool. I feel like, but then you have like just a name of somebody on you.
Yeah.
Whose name should I get tattooed on me?
It's funny too because I have genuine plans to change my legal name.
Uh-oh.
I'll keep performing as Shayne Smith, but.
And then
Shayne Smith is the comedian. A different Shayne will be the real Shayne.
Are you gonna change it to anything cool?
I am gonna change it,
like Mac. There could be 2. There could be more of us. Could be 3 or 4. Just everyone named Mac.
No. I think. I also thought. Well, no, I don't know. It just depends. I might change my name. I also thought about like when I got married to someone, if I would marry the type of person who'd be like, let's just both change our last names. Let's pick one together.
That's cool.
Let's start a new fucking team as a unit. I think that's fucking cool. I know people who did that. They changed their name to Ironsides.
Well, don't expose them.
They're fine. No one knows who they are.
You're gonna find them.
Well, they're actually kind of popular in like a certain community, but it doesn't matter. But they got married and they changed their name to Ironsides together, and I thought that was sick as fuck.
I'm gonna get Ringo Starr's name tattooed on me.
Really? You big Ringo guy?
I like Ringo. He's a cool guy.
Why him?
He's the only Beatle that doesn't suck. Or the only living Beatle that, I guess Paul's okay. I just really hate John Lennon.
Well, luckily someone took care of that for you.
They did.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't a nice guy, right?
John Lennon? No.
Yeah, he was like bad.
He's like a wife beater.
Oh, I don't know anything about the Beatles, really. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of their music.
He was a wife beater, and then he's like one of those guys, peace, love, and then he would like hit his wife, and then
that's pretty common.
He introduced the Yoko whole thing, which whatever you believe, she's a terrible artist. She like objectively bad at what she does, just has the name. She's also evil, I think.
Yeah?
Where John Lennon's son was like, hey, can I have the letters that my dad wrote to me? And she's like, he had to like buy them back at an auction.
Oh, fuck,
and like the
dude.
other Beatles were like, here, you can have some of our trillions of dollars and to buy back your father's letters.
Jesus Christ.
She's also just like that. No war. You know, those people who are, this is what I hate, platitudes. So people are like, we should all be nice to each other and not, war is bad and we should care for each other. And then they get off stage and it's like, even if they're a good or bad person, okay, yeah, you said that. What do we do now? Is there a solution? Do you have any real? It's the same reason I hate like politicians. It's like or celebrities going for a good cause.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, we should do those things. Now what? And they're like, I don't know, your problem. See ya. I'm gonna hop on my jet and go bang a bunch of prostitutes in the middle of the air and do cocaine.
That's like
See
me.
ya.
I performed for a cancer benefit. I've done nothing.
See?
I don't know anything about stopping cancer. I just collected my check and jumped in a car with an Italian guy and drove to Michigan.
But you did a benefit.
I did.
See,
They donate that money to scientists who do cancer research.
probably,
Apparently,
maybe.
Here's the thing. I'll be honest. I did not look into the charity, though. I did meet like there was
one
it's not a
science guy
charity. It's not a charity done through like some like the Levitt group or something. It's a charity done by like a guy, and I met that guy, and he was really cool. So
he seemed like he wasn't gonna spend it all.
yeah. He seemed
That's
like
the
he
only
wasn't
way
going to
you
spend
can
it all.
vet.
Well, he did I think he's an already rich guy who's doing the
Okay.
benefit because his wife had cancer a long time ago.
Okay.
And now he's like, fuck. He literally is the type of guy who's like, I love my wife. My wife got cancer, so I'm going to spend the rest of my life trying to beat the shit out of cancer for trying to kill my wife.
I bet.
Which is cool as fuck, honestly.
I bet her blowjays are better now too. It's just like, you know what? I'm the guy. I'm ending cancer.
Yeah, dude. I'll just spend the rest of my life just fucking up cancer because it tried to take you from me. He was pretty cool. They were really
I would
nice.
love that. If someone was like, you know, the thing that hurt you, I'm going to end it forever. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna blow you right now.
Dude, I did
no more dogs chasing you up trees.
I did that
as a
show.
child.
Oh, I did that show, and I thought it was gonna be bad, and it was really good. And then afterwards,
Cancer show? Did you
yeah,
do
the
the cancer
show.
jokes?
No,
Missed opportunity.
no, yeah, I know. I didn't write any. I was like, I'm just gonna do my regular thing. Well, it was like a black tie event.
Yeah.
So there were people like, there's just like literally hundreds. There was like 600 to 700 people there. And there were like hundreds of people. Like it looked like an event the fucking Penguin would attack.
Okay.
Like it looked like Batman was gonna show up and the Penguin would attack the event to steal a diamond. You know what I mean? Like it was crazy.
One of
dude.
those.
It was one of those. And so I showed up literally
Dressed how you are.
Well, they were like dress
Sweatpants.
however, and then like as I learned more about the event, because I didn't really look into it till the day of.
Yeah.
And then Mike and I were like, oh no, it's like a black tie event at a like beautiful fancy ballroom and stuff. And so I went to Walmart to do the, you know, when you're poor and you're like, oh, I got to go to court today. So you go to Walmart and you buy and the shirt still has the line in it for me in a package.
Or I know growing up Mormon,
Yeah.
when we go to church, we have our church clothes. Because I noticed like Baptists and other people, they like buy their children's suits.
Yeah.
They have like
They wear a suit every Sunday.
Whereas growing up Mormon, we're just like, I got a white button-up shirt and a tie.
Yeah.
and I'm wearing slacks. Those are my church clothes.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever owned a suit in my life.
Really?
Ever.
I do think people who dress up for church are cool.
No, I think, yeah, it's way cool. When you dress up, you look better, feel better.
Yeah, it's fucking
What if
cool.
I put a suit on and I just like, all my depression went away and I just, should I become a suit comic?
I got a suit.
So did you get a full suit?
I got a full suit for my birthday. My ex, she and some of my friends got me a suit before I moved to New York. Yeah, it was really nice of her, actually. Mm-hmm. It was pretty cool, and I performed in it, and it felt fucking awesome.
I think there's a power to a suit comic.
I loved it. Being in a suit rules.
Well, whenever you see a guy wearing a t-shirt and a jacket on stage, you're like, oh, this is about to be one of the worst shows I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Whereas you see a guy who's like, oh, he can afford a suit. He must be doing all right at this. Right? Or at least in some
but
point of his
suit,
life.
if you were me in your suit and then you went and performed at Grand Rapids, Michigan in a bar, you know.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a power move.
It is a power move. But there's like 200 people slammed into a bar, and it's like a shitty stage that, and like it doesn't even make. It looks like a punk rock show, and then I'm just in a suit. Hey, everybody!
Yeah.
I'm trying to be all fancy.
I need to get a suit.
No, suits make you feel good. I was in. Well, so here's what happened.
Wait,
I was intimidated.
I want to be the first suit comic with a top hat and a cane and the long tails.
Yeah.
I want to be suit comic.
Monopoly suit.
And I'm gonna have a monocle.
Yeah.
I almost said unicle.
A unicle.
I was like, that's the wrong word. A monocle. So anyways,
yeah. So I had to go to Walmart. So we went to Walmart, and Walmart was picked over.
from the suit to
Yeah,
they don't even sell suits at Walmart.
Dude, people in Indianapolis, well, not a suit, but I was just gonna buy like
Mormon church clothes.
the Mormon church special, or the fucking, as I call it, the fucking courtroom special. You know, day of courtroom special.
Were you gonna have your white shirt tucked into your jeans with the belts?
No, I was gonna buy slacks.
Nah, that's my favorite look.
So I was trying to do that.
That's
and
what I'm gonna get married in.
I went
jeans and a white short sleeve shirt too.
With a mullet, just standing there looking awkward.
I don't even think I went to church with a long sleeve shirt. It was just the white, the
Dwight Schrute special.
Yes.
That's what all Mormons look like. Dwight Schrute,
yes.
Straight up. Like
what version? He was in real life he's something Baha'i.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, we know.
Yeah, he's Baha'i.
He's like, there's only like 1,000 of those guys.
Yeah.
They must be. I think the real religion in wherever only has like 1,000 true believers.
Yeah. The right one is definitely going to be really unpopular.
Because everyone's like, it's like Drake is the most popular, successful artist ever, right? He's wrong about everything. His music is mediocre. It's average. It appeals to the masses. So Christianity, Muslim, or Islam, Judaism, those religions probably wrong.
Judaism only 1% of the world.
Oh, they seem a lot bigger than
and religious Judaism way smaller than that.
Interesting.
Yeah, we just get a lot of press because people keep fucking shooting at us.
Yeah, maybe I'll convert.
So I went there. I couldn't find anything. So I couldn't find anything, but I did find pants.
Slacks.
So I just
Pleated?
bought slacks.
Pleated? Do you know what pleats are?
No. I don't know.
Pleats are when they fold they press the sides so they have that line down the side.
Oh yeah, they were pleated.
So it's not like sewn, it's just like it's
Yeah. It was. They were fancy, and so I had to wear those with just a sweater with a raccoon on it. So I showed up just looking
What? As like a hoodie?
It's all I had. Well, no, it was a crew neck. It had no hood on it.
All right.
So it was just a sweater. So it looked like I could have gone to Mormon church and people would have been like, "You look nice."
Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm cold.
When
Sorry.
you go to the fucking Batman gala,
it looks
event,
worse.
It looks worse. Yeah, I got there and I was like, I should have just dressed down. I shouldn't have even tried.
Yeah.
So I felt really stupid. So I had to go on stage and perform, and I just felt like, dude, just like the most beautiful women you've ever seen, like hundreds of
rich people,
gorgeous. Yeah. And you're just like, wow, you guys have all your teeth. You know, they look so good, and they're fucking so many sparkly outfits, and I'm just sitting there with my sweater and my slacks and my fucking
your pleated
Vans.
slacks.
My pleated slacks and my Vans.
Pleated was the move.
Thank you.
You made the correct choice there.
I felt very stupid. And then later the guy who did the event was like, "You told me you were going to show up white trash, and you delivered." Because I made a joke about it.
You even tried, and
yeah.
Like,
and well, I was like, "I'll get stuff. I'm not just going to show up. I might show up white trash though." And he was like, "That's fine." And then I did it, and he was like, "You did it. You warned me, and you did the thing you said you would do."
You can take the man out of the trailer park, but you can't take the trailer park out of the man.
True, dude. So
have you ever been to court?
Yeah, of course.
I know, but I just wanted to. So we'll get back to that.
Yeah, but so the dude told me, he was like, "You guys were the best," whatever. He probably says it to everybody, but
they always do. Everyone does.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no. Sometimes
I do like.
sometimes they do not say you were the best.
I do love when you go to like a comedy club and like, "Wow, you were great. You weren't a cunt like this last guy we had this week." And then they're like, and you're like, "Why were they a cunt?" Then they're like, "Here's that. It's so good."
But
because if you're a jerk, everyone is talking about it.
Apparently, the first person to ever do this benefit was Kevin Hart.
Was he good?
Yeah, I was better. He said.
But, you were better.
Yeah, I was better than Kevin Hart.
All right, let's see how your career pans out.
That's what I was like. I was like, well, let's hope that this is some kind of. Whoopi Goldberg had done it. Nick Offerman had done it.
Let's see if you're doing stadiums.
I know. That's what I'm like.
Dude,
let's fucking go, baby.
I can't wait till you get to host the Oscars, and then they find this podcast,
and dude,
and they're like, Asian Dracula. That sounds racist. I want to suck your blood.
Asian Dracula.
And you're like, no, everything bad Max said. Cancel him.
Yes.
And you're like,
I'll be like, what? They'll be like, you have to kill Mac in order to be in Star Wars
to host the Oscars.
15, and I'll do it.
The re-prequels they make.
Dude, I had a dream that I was in a Star Wars movie, and then they found the podcast. And I'm not joking. I had a real dream that I was cast in Star Wars.
Do you know a character?
I was wearing Twi'lek makeup. You know the guys with the. So I got to be a Twi'lek, and I had like all this green stuff on me.
A
And then,
C-list character.
no, I was a main character.
A Twi'lek would never be a main character in
No,
Star Wars.
Firstly, this is a very forward movie, and they needed to cover my tattoos anyway, so I had to be green.
Okay.
So I'm a Twi'lek, and then the guy comes up to me, and like it doesn't make sense because it's a dream, but in the dream he was like, "Hey, they found your old podcast, and you can no longer be in Star Wars."
Your
And
old one.
and I was just like in fucking Twi'lek makeup,
And
and I just started crying. Like
The
I was like,
makeup's
"No!" And then that was the dream. That was the whole dream, is that they were just like, you did Asian Dracula, so you can't.
I did Asian.
That's what I'm saying. What did I do? I've done bad things.
I don't think you've done anything bad.
No, that's right. I'm a sweetheart. I've never done anything wrong in my life.
That's true.
So Disney, let me be in Star Wars.
You'd want to be in Star Wars?
I would want to be in Star Wars. I'll be in the worst Star Wars. I don't care.
I
Firstly,
guess those TV shows are good now.
yes, and also, what do you just not want that money?
I would be in Star Wars for the money.
Yeah.
You got me there.
Come on now.
Well,
But
if you
it-
get canceled, you still get paid
Yes,
most
that's
of the time,
true.
which is one of the nice things.
We
about
know a few.
That's why I kind of want to be canceled. I like get a giant role and then be canceled. Be like, so I get paid and I don't have to work.
Fucking all right.
Win-win. I don't have to tweet for a couple months. I just get to go away and let it. Oh, I get paid. I don't have to work. I get a forced vacation.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with this?
It's Ari Shaffir, dude. He got
yeah,
canceled after he said that about Kobe Bryant. He made, because, for those of you who don't know, Ari Shaffir, whenever something bad happens, he purposefully makes like legitimately insane claims about it. That's the joke. It's like an inside. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Whatever you feel about Ari, that's the thing.
Comic genius.
He's doing he's doing inside jokes with his own fans, but they're public, so people could see them, and it's hard to understand what he's doing. I will give credit to the people who hate him. It is incredibly hard to understand what he's doing.
It was like half an hour after Kobe died.
Yeah.
And he was like making jokes about how awesome it was.
Yeah. He was literally like, I'm glad. Here we go.
You know who doesn't like jokes? Gangbangers in LA.
Yeah.
Who don't
we're
get
just
comedy.
like, we're gonna murder you.
Yeah.
So anyway,
that's probably the most real cancellation.
Oh, the most real.
Where people were like,
for sure.
Which wasn't like a controversial one where everyone's like, oh, I could see it. I can see why.
There were a bunch of comedy clubs that I know personally where the owner was like literally having a meltdown, like a for real break, because people were like saying they were gonna bomb the comedy clubs.
That's so
stuff.
funny. See, I'm on Ari's side because it's comedy above everything.
Of course, but people don't get
if you don't make a scene at my funeral, I'm not gonna talk to you in the afterlife. If you don't pull a joke on someone,
dude, I'm gonna show up with a Mission Impossible mask of you, and your mom is gonna be like, "Mac, you're still here," and then I'm gonna pull it off.
I would love that.
That'd be so.
But
I don't know why I think your mom will outlive you.
She probably will.
Okay, yeah.
She's
true.
Well, I don't know, because my mom has the young genes, right, where she looks really young, but my dad also has really young genes. He's still he's like 60,
but he's out eating the young genes.
But I could still pull it back a little bit and live.
You have a very small window of time.
It's it's like that. It's like the math equation we talked about earlier, where I get closer and closer to death.
Yes.
But if I start working out now, then I'll be okay. I'll live forever. That's how that works.
Okay.
What is that called? It's when you approach zero or whatever. Do you think they've invented immortality, all the rich and famous, and they're just not giving it to everyone because then everyone would have it?
No, not yet.
You don't think so?
I think once they invent immortality, things will really go off the rails.
The word I was looking for earlier was pet peeves.
Oh.
Not cat peeves. I was thinking
cat peeves?
Pet peeves.
Hell yeah.
Was the word at the very beginning. Where I was like, things that just like, I don't know what the etymology is for that. Pet peeves.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it just be peeves?
What is a peeve?
Something that annoys you.
So you have a pet peeve, like a special. You keep them with you always. They're your pets.
Look at you.
Yeah, look at that.
You just made my brain grow bigger from a word I've heard.
Boom! I did it.
Well,
I have a lot of pet peeves.
What's your pet peeve? So I told you the two people who say free will doesn't exist because instantly the switch is flipped in my brain. I want to fight them. And then when 16-bit animations, just rotate the pixels and don't animate the pixels. You know?
Yeah.
Or not when there's a pixel and it's a diamond. I'm like, it looks bad.
Yeah. What are my pet peeves? My pet peeves are like, I don't know. They're weird. My pet peeves.
Just irrational anger. That's why you don't even have to defend it.
Yeah.
You're just like, no, it makes me mad. I don't care. I don't, even if it's wrong.
Astrology is definitely like anyone who's like.
That's normal.
I know. It makes me insane. I don't know why. I shouldn't care. I really shouldn't. Just, if you want to believe in astrology, do it. But I'm like, I literally, when people are like, I believe in astrology, and then they take it's when people casually believe in astrology.
Oh, that sucks almost more. Because if someone like to their core.
Yeah. When someone's like, I read hundreds of books, like I'm so fucking into it.
It's like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah, then
they
I'm
can
like,
talk to you and teach you.
Yeah. Then I'm like, all right, whatever. You're so into it that like it is a religion for you, and you put in the time. But when someone's just like really casually into it, but it permeates everything.
They're always like, it's real, and you're like, is it? And you're like, all right, well, I don't want to debate you. It's like, is it real then? Because guess what? I will fight you. I this is a call out. If you believe in determinism, I will box you. I'm gonna bring a gun to the free will
free
fight.
Will.
But
you chose to follow the rules.
No,
I did not.
You were determined to follow the rules.
Yeah.
I was not. So yeah, I do hate that too. When someone's just like, it's real, and you're like, how? And they're like, I don't know.
Smoking?
No, smoking's hot.
No, smoking's gross.
Smoking's so hot. You don't even think it's sexy like when a French lady is just like smoking.
Nothing about it is hot to me. Smoking is so and it doesn't matter what you smoke.
You're like a detective.
A vape?
And she a femme fatale walks into it and everything's in black and white and she's wearing a red dress.
Nope.
And then the red embers on the front of her cigarette as she blows it in.
Yeah, it's fucking gross, dude.
So
it
hot.
legitimately it's like not even, it goes past the point of being unattractive and like well into the territory where I'm like, fuck you. I get like that annoyed by it. I don't know why. I have a lot of friends who smoke and I like, it's fine. It doesn't bother me, but like.
But you don't have a lot of lady friends who you want to touch their boobies.
I have no lady. I have zero people who smoke. Do I want to touch their boobs? Because once I see them smoke one time, it like turns off. Literally, my brain goes, oh, they're unattractive forever now.
So if you want to be friends with Shayne.
Yeah, if you just want to be platonic friends with me, smoke. Hell yeah.
Smoke.
Look, I have no. Again, it's the pet peeve where it's irrational.
Yeah, what would happen?
It's completely irrational.
What would happen if you slept with a lady and then she pulled out a cigarette and started smoking after sex? It has
happened.
Yeah, because that's
yeah, and then I'm like, well, I'm just never gonna do this again or see you again. There was one girl I went on a date with. I was so excited, dude. I was like, this was a while ago, like when I first moved to New York, and I was so excited. I think I even told this story on the podcast like 2 years ago. And then she was like, well, I smoke like one cigarette a day sometimes. And I was like, you know what? Whatever. I like you so much.
See,
I'll let it go. We went on a date.
You don't know about smokers because you're so innocent to it. You're like, yeah, I believe you.
And then,
one a day?
Oh, yeah.
Someone just smokes one cigarette a day and then they're good.
What you mean to say is I believed a woman.
You believed a smoker.
Oh, no. They lie, dude. They all do. But
oh, no. What smoker?
I'm so red-pilled this week. Just me and Mike hanging out and just me getting just women at meet and greets being weird, and I'm just like, ooh.
I hope you didn't get groped again.
A little bit, but not too much. Honestly, there were a lot of way more cool people than bad people, but everywhere I go, people are bad.
You should wear a T-shirt for meet and greets. It's like, just don't touch me, or something.
Well, here's the thing: is it's like hard because so many people ask nice, and I'm so down. Like, fuck you. Like, there's this one dude who's like, bro, can I get a piggyback ride for this photo? Like, and he had like a whole reason why and stuff. And I was like, yeah, fucking get up there, bro.
What if a guy was like, can you? All right, we have this thing, and will you just teabag your balls.
There it
your
is.
balls into open your zipper, not your dick. Just teabag your balls onto my face. It's not sexual. All my homies will really love it. Would you do it?
Yeah.
Balls are pretty fun to whip out.
No, I would not pull my balls
I
out.
would.
At the show?
Not on you know what? Maybe on stage I would.
Sometimes the meet and greets on stage.
Balls are so they're not scary. I think you could pull your balls out almost anywhere.
They're so exposed. I'm scared.
You're more scared for yourself. That's why I think it's okay to flash your balls. Not your penis. That's a weapon.
Yeah.
That's scary.
It's a bludgeon. You could bludgeon someone with it.
Put that away.
Yeah.
There's people around here, but like balls, I think we had a whole episode, like 10 episodes ago, Free the Balls.
Yeah.
We already debated this.
Balls are I would not do that.
So your meet and greets were all right.
They were all right.
You were hurt by a woman.
I was hurt by a woman many times.
What are the pet peeves?
No, just one time. My pet peeve is
how
when
much
a woman
did she
breaks
smoke?
my heart and then I never forget it for fucking 3 or 4 years and it still deeply affects me every day.
How many packs a day did she smoke?
The woman who hurt my feelings?
The one who...
Oh, the one I was going on a date with? I don't know. I never found out. We went on one date and she changed. We went on a walk. We met. We went to Union Square on a walk at the farmer's market and she smoked like, I'm not joking, like 3 cigarettes back to back to back.
Yeah.
We ate, and then I walked her to her apartment, which was like, it was like a 20-block walk, and she smoked like 4 more. Like, she just smoked back to back to back, and then
That's
afterwards,
so hot.
she was like, do you want to come upstairs? She literally was like, the date went
do
well.
her voice.
Do you want to come upstairs? Shayne.
Wait, was it more like...
You wanna come upstairs?
Oh, that's pretty good.
Would you date one of...
With a stoma?
Yeah, would you date a lady with a robot? How come they don't have the robot talk boxes anymore? Those are so cool.
They probably have better ones
Dude,
now.
you know how like Stephen Hawking, they improved the voice to speech thing, but he's like, that's my voice. I'm going to take a vow of silence and then just one day be like,
This is my voice now.
just to scare children.
Oh man, dude!
This is what happens when you cheat on somebody.
Just like, lying.
Yeah, it's telling kids crazy shit.
So they never do anything bad.
Pay your taxes.
The fucking yeah, she smoked a bunch, and then she also she told me a thing where she was like, I was at the park and there were all these teenagers and I smoked weed with them. Like, she was like, look how funny and quirky and cool I am in that story.
I ate ass once.
It blew my voice apart.
That is cool. That is quirky for like a 30-year-old woman to smoke weed.
To be like, I went and smoked weed with a bunch of teenage boys at the park.
Dude, I bet those teenage boys were like, hey, cool, an old 30-year-old lady.
An old bitch.
I mean, they let her smoke weed.
Oh, dude, I guess. I don't know. I just wasn't impressed. I was just like, all right. Weird that you're saying. Anyway, later so I didn't go upstairs. I didn't want to hook up with her, and then I went home, and then she texted me and she was like, I'm so sorry. I blah, blah, blah. I was so nervous. So many people apologize for their behavior on like dates or when they meet me and stuff, and they do like weird.
Yeah,
I didn't do anything wrong.
I do that too. I'm like, sorry I came so fast. I was,
yeah.
I was really nervous.
But I just like, I'm so fucking tired of everyone. This is like a very personal, like first world problem type shit.
I came too fast and lost my voice.
Like, if you do not last, you could blow your voice out.
Yeah, that's true.
I came so hard.
Yeah.
But everyone's always just like, sorry, I was fucking super weird. I'm nervous. And it's like, nervousness is everyone's excuse for every bad thing they do around me lately, and I'm fucking tired of it. How about don't be nervous and just be a fucking regular person?
Yeah.
So tired of people being nervous around me.
Well,
At least not like regular. Like when you meet me at a meet and greet and you're nervous, it's like, yeah, of course, I get it, because you like live in your phone and now you're meeting me. But if you're going on a date with me and you're just like out of your mind nervous to the point where you're just smoking 9 cigarettes and like being a fucking weirdo, and then you're like, oh, I was nervous. It's like, why are you nervous? I agreed to go on the date with you. Be a little nervous, but you're so nervous that you're like not a real person. I don't want to date someone who's that unconfident anyway.
No, that's me. If I ask a lady on a date and she's like, yes, I'm like, oh no. What went wrong? I'm not used to this.
I don't know. I'm being rude. I'm for sure just being a piece of shit right now, but I don't know.
Right now.
I'm triggered. Right now.
I was triggered. Lost my voice.
My standards were too high, and I was very rude to women and did not give them grace. I don't have empathy. My voice exploded.
There you go.
That's me right there.
Oh, it'd be so cool to have that voice and a hook. I want an eye patch, that voice, and a hook.
Nice.
And my other hand's chopped off too, and that's just where I hold the voice box.
Ah,
So I have my dedicated voice box hand, and then my hook hand, and then my eye patch.
Nice.
That's my look, I think, for my mid-30s.
Dude, that's a good look. Dude, I did No Nut November for like a week and a half.
Oh,
weeks.
is that the longest you've gone?
Yeah, a long time, yeah. So I did because I was on the
failed.
road. I didn't, yeah.
But I can't disclose why.
Yeah. Mac failed No Nut November hard, a lot. But
Real ones, no.
Max just fucking. Anyway, I went like a long time because I was on the road and I was sharing like space with people. You know, the whole a while.
Oh, with Mike, you like share hotels.
Yeah.
So you're like,
So we were like, yeah. So
and you're not friends with him enough that you can beat off in the bed next over.
Exactly. So from like
Not yet.
Richmond, I came in Richmond, but then I had like 6-7 days or whatever I did.
Okay.
And then
Did
I
you
was
feel more powerful?
well. Today I went to jack off. Well, I didn't feel more powerful, but I went to jack. I was like,
when I do No Nut November, I felt like people were getting their names tattooed on me. Oh wait, I was getting my name. I said it wrong.
Yeah.
See, I nutted and now my brain's all stupid.
Yeah,
again.
dude,
I'm
you're
like,
fucking. That's why you don't know how to podcast.
What's the name for the thing? Pet peeve?
Cat
Math?
peeve. I came too hard and now I don't know math.
Yep.
So I went to jack. I thought I was gonna have a wet dream on the plane. I had like a sex dream on the plane on the way here, and I was like, whoa. So I was like super horny. So I was like, I gotta jack off when I get home.
No, you should have done it.
Dude, I
That's
should have
like-
just gone to sleep.
Dude,
I
think
fucked
about
up.
that's like when you come at the strip club. You're like, guys, look, I did it. And
No,
everyone's like,
what?
Yes!
You done that?
No, I haven't. But like, if you go to a strip club and you come in your pants from like
That
a
is
lap
pretty
dance,
cool, yeah.
and if you came just from seeing a girl on the pole, that
That'd
would be
fucking awesome.
You'd
dude.
have one higher. You'd be cooler than the guy who came from the lap dance.
I'd be at the strip club every night.
Dude, that's the
Just
next.
be like, oh, there she is, blah, and then I would be like, all right, sick. Here's fucking $5. I'm out.
You told me, right? You worked at a strip club and you had to like tell people not to wear basketball
Yes.
shorts.
We had to ban basketball shorts, track pants, and like sheer, like people were wearing like running shorts and
That's
shit.
fair.
And we were just
Someone
like,
gonna get pregnant.
it's just so awkward to like have to go because there'd be a bunch of dudes trying to get into the strip club, like Mormon kids.
Yeah.
You know, like 20-year-old Mormons or whatever. And then the lady would be up front, and they're all so nervous. And then me and
Do
like,
they already have boners? You're like, come on, guys.
no, literally, yeah. And it's just like, me and my
You have to get soft before you're allowed to come in.
Me
you
and
can't
the-
come into the strip club hard.
me and the other bouncer would have to come out and be like, boys, I'm sorry, you got to come back with appropriate pants. And they're like,
Yeah.
what?
Church pants, pleated.
Yeah,
least.
we were just like,
this is a fancy place.
just to be so awkward, just be like a guy to another guy and just be like, come on, bro.
Mhm.
Come on, man. You got to wear pants. And they're just like, what? And we're just like, come back in jeans or dickies or don't come back, dude. And then
Yeah.
they're just like, no, this is just how I dress. And we're like, we know what you're doing. And they're just like, okay. They're just so awkward.
Because that's like a thing. There's the Mile High Club, which is very exclusive, right?
Yeah.
But you know what's a more exclusive club?
Huh.
The Mile Wet Dream.
Oh,
Club.
true, dude.
The nocturnal, the 10,000, how high? The 20,000 leagues above sea nocturnal emission. What would
Dude,
you
how
call
hard
that?
have you been coming lately? 20,000 leagues above the sea.
Yeah, what do you- They still have leagues. Leagues go both directions.
I don't think they do. I think they only go down.
It's like knots. Knots are in the air and on water, but not on land. I think there's land knots, though. How
yeah,
fast is a knot?
14 miles an hour.
What? One knot?
Yeah,
That's so fast.
I genuinely think that.
Air knots are different. though.
How fast is a
Dude.
knot?
Imagine. Do you think?
Oh, I was way the fuck
it's like
off,
1.2,
bro.
right?
It's 1.5. 1.51. Why did I think it was 14 miles an hour?
I don't know. Do you think that's why they make astronauts wear diapers? Because of the pressure change or like no gravity? When you don't have gravity pulling down on your balls, you know, all your cum just leaks out of your dick in 0G.
Wait, what?
And on that note, no, we still got a few minutes left.
I mean, that was a good note. We
All
could've
right,
done
let's
it.
end it there.
Yeah, let's do it, dude. I gotta
You
go.
got any
I gotta
plugs?
go
No,
do
you're
stuff.
not doing anything for the rest of the year.
No, I am.
Oh,
I have shows in New Jersey. New Jersey, 3rd and 4th in Rochester.
Rochester?
Rochester. Here, let me
Rochester,
look it up.
New Jersey?
Fill the
That's
time
not
while
a
I look
real
it up.
That's not a real spot.
Rochester, New Jersey. That's probably not real. Rutherford, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Rutherford, New Jersey. December 3rd and 4th. No, go back. God damn it. Anyway, listen, I think it's December 3rd and 4th. It's the first weekend that's in December. I will be there with Diego and Mike and Mac. We will all be there. Well, I mean, why not? You're just fucking coming through? Because we're just going to drive. We're all going to be living together at that point. We're just going to fucking all get into the car, drive to New Jersey, have a great time, do a fucking show, and then it'll be the last show of the year, so it's going to be real loose, real weird, a lot of fun. If you want to come see, like, probably the weirdest show of all the shows we'll do and just have a good time, come out. Who knows? Maybe Mac will get on stage for a second.
I'll do it.
Yeah, fuck it.
I'll do my set from a decade ago.
Yeah. Mac will do 5 minutes. So we're going to have a great time. We're just going to bring all the boys and hang out and just goof off. It's going to be fun. So come to that. Besides that, there's really nothing coming up. I'm pretty much done for the year, though I'm thinking in January I might try and do a Dungeons & Dragons type show at either New York Comedy Club or The Stand or something. So anyway, I'm excited to have time off. I'll probably stream a little bit. I'll see you guys on the internet and shit. Nice. But yeah, fucking that's it.
All right, yeehaw.
Yee fucking haw, everybody.